Hi, Travel Africa family. This is Antoinette. I just wanted to record a quick video tutorial on how to apply for a passport. I know I've made a couple of posts about our timeline for the Ghana tour, and I mentioned that now's the time to actually apply for your passport. So I just wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to do that just to make things a little easier. We're also available at any time. Send us an email and we can schedule some time, personalized time with you. If you have questions on the passport application process, please send us a message at info@gotravelafrica.com. Again, that's info@gotravelafrica.com. And like I said, we can schedule one-on-one time to actually help you with that process if you are having trouble with that. But I did want to emphasize that due to all of the things going on, COVID being one of them that I know in particular slowed down the passport processing in the past, like mid-2020. But from my research, things are getting back to normal with the processing times, but I still think it's a good idea to go ahead and start the process as early as possible, just so that there are no delays or anything like that. So what we'll do is actually switch screens and take a look at the application and go through it together. Okay, so I got this application. This is the DS11. This is the US passport application. I actually got this from the website right here, travel.state.gov, this Department of State website. So I found it there. They have a couple of numbers here and contact information for customer service. They have automated information 24 hours a day. But before you actually start filling out the application, a few things you need to gather that are going to go with the application, and we'll kind of get into the process of that in just a second, of the actual appointment in just a second. But you really need to have 4 things. You need to have proof of US citizenship. You need to have proof of identity, color photograph, and fees. So I'll give a little disclaimer. Make sure that you do your own research. Things can change pretty quickly. So although this video is for informational purposes only, please make sure to do your own research as well to make sure that nothing has changed, none of the requirements have changed, so that you are not left in the dark on anything. But anyway, so let's start with proof of US citizenship. They have here what qualifies on the actual application. Let's see here. So if you're a US citizen, these are things that you can provide. If you're born outside of the United States, they have what you can provide to satisfy that requirement. Let's see here. I used a birth certificate. That was pretty straightforward. So you can, your previous US passport if you had one, or a certified birth certificate, and they give the specifics on that. Proof of identity, if you kind of scroll down on the form, it says it has to include your signature and photograph, but you can present a previous US passport book, previous US passport card, a driver's license, certificate of naturalization, certificate of citizenship, military ID, federal, state, or municipal government employee identification card. And your driver's license cannot be temporary or cannot be a learner's permit. So that's what you'll need to satisfy the proof of identity. When you go into your photograph that it said you would need, the easiest thing to do would be to go to a Walgreens or a CVS pharmacy where they can take your passport size photos. That way you know that it meets all the requirements of the actual application. So again, I usually go to Walgreens and it only takes a few minutes when I go. It depends on how busy your the Walgreens you'll go to is. But it only takes a few minutes whenever I go, and you get your passport size photos. I can't really remember the fee. I think for 2 passport size photos, I think I paid like $30. I can't remember exactly, but that's around how much I paid. And for fees, if you're doing a brand new passport, if you want a passport book, like what you normally see that people have as the actual book, the fee is $110. If you want the book and the card, like an actual card, I haven't seen a card in person. I have a book, but if you want both, it's $140, or if you just want the card, it's $30. If you want to expedite your application, it's $35. Okay, so those are the fees. For renewing, if you're renewing your passport, it's the same fees as above, but I noticed they didn't have the expedite option. Okay. If you need to renew your passport, you might be eligible if it was issued less than 15 years ago and you were at least 16 or older at the time of issuance. So if you have a passport, but it's expired and all you need to do is renew it, you need to use the form DS-82 to renew, and they'll allow you to renew by mail. For brand new passports, you actually have to renew at a registered agency, but I usually go to the post office. That's the easiest, you know, and for me, that's been the easiest thing to do, is just go to the post office. So anyway, just to recap so far, you have your application, the DS-11, you have your proof of citizenship, you have your proof of identity, you have your color photograph, passport photos, and then you have your fee. Okay, so let's say you have all of those things. Let's move on to actually completing the application. Okay, pretty simple, right? You choose which option you want, passport book, passport card, or both. You can do a regular size book or a large book. Not sure what the large books, what the purpose behind getting those are for some people. But if you need additional visa pages, I noticed here that a large book, some people want to get the large book, okay? So you have here your last name, first name, middle, your date of birth, your gender, your place of birth, city and state, your social security number, your email address, phone number, your mailing address, this for the street. If you need apartment or suite number, you put it here, city, state, zip, country, other names that you may have had, such as birth, maiden, previous. It says you stop here and continue to page 2, okay? So let's keep going. So you're going to put your name again if you're applying for yourself. This video is not going to be about applying for children, but since you are applying for yourself, you put your name here again, date of birth, and then you put your parental information. You can start with your mother or father, it doesn't matter. This is the information for the first parent you're entering here. And then the second parent you enter here. Then it goes back to you. Have you ever been married? And then you put this information about your former or current spouse. This is more information about the spouse. Your contact information, occupation. If you're not in school or not employed, you put NA for not applicable. Other personal information, your travel plans. Address. Emergency contact. This is if you have ever applied or previously been issued a U.S. passport, you put that information here as they're asking, and then you don't write below this line as they've said, okay? So That's the gist. Whenever you have everything, at that time, I would recommend calling your local post office, making an appointment. You could just go up there. It just depends on their policies. Some post offices allow walk-in, some require an appointment. So I would inquire as to which one it is, what you need to do. When you go up there, they're going to go over all your supporting documentation that you provided, make sure everything's accurate, make sure nothing, is expired. So make sure that the documents that you're bringing up there, if there's an expiration on it, make sure that it's not expired, please, and just save yourself the time. And then once they take all of those things, it actually takes about 4 to 6 weeks to process, and then you'll receive back anything that you submitted with your application. So for example, if you submitted your birth certificate as your supporting documentation, all of that goes to be processed. And then your originals you get back along with your passport. And that's pretty much it. And as I mentioned, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We have been through the process before, of course, so we can help out with that. And also as part of being on the tour, we of course want to make sure that you are ready to go and that you're not having any issues. And just a little recap, make sure you're connected with us, okay? So our website, gotravelafrica.com, you can subscribe for mailing updates. We're on Instagram at travelafrica_54. We have a meetup group, meetup.com, and then the / Africa-travel-group. And then also we have a Facebook group. So facebook.com/groups/Discover Ghana Cultural Tour June 2022. Okay, so make sure you're connected with us. Again, we are headed to Ghana for our cultural tour. We're doing a heritage tour, cultural tour. So make sure you come with us. We're going to see Accra, Kumasi, Cape Coast, June 9th through the 16th, 2022. If you want more information, go to our website. And I guess I can go ahead and show you what our website looks like so that you'll know where to go to get more information. Okay. Okay, so this is our website. Once you get to our homepage, go to Discover Ghana Cultural Tour, and then you'll be able to see our itinerary right here. Some lovely pictures of Ghana and some of the locations that we'll be hitting. These are all of our terms and conditions. So we have 2 tour packages to offer you. Both are only $300 to reserve your spot. But the first package is without your airline ticket. So this would include your breakfast, transportation, your airport arrival and departure transportation, of course, transportation to all of our sites that we're going to along the trip. Entrance fees, t-shirts, and your welcome welcome meal and your farewell meal. Okay. For your hotel, it's going to be 4-star or above based on double occupancy. And again, we're hitting 3 cities. Some of the places we're going We're having an Accra city tour, Kumasi city tour, and then also when we're in Cape Coast, of course, we'll be seeing the castles there. But in Accra, just a few places that we'll be seeing, we'll have drumming lessons. We'll see the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, the Independence Arc, the W.E.B. Du Bois Museum, right? For the Kumasi tour, we'll have a cocoa tour, optional naming ceremony if you want to participate, the Mahaya Palace, and more of the Ashanti culture is what we'll be experiencing at the Kumasi location. And then Cape Coast, of course, that's more of the history of the slave trade, although that's some of that also is in Kumasi. But we'll be seeing the last side of the last bath, the Cocoon National Park, the Elmina Castle, the Door of No Return, of course. So we'll be seeing all of that. And the really cool thing about this tour is that we built in evenings so that you can have it to yourself. During the day is when we'll do most of our sightseeing, but in the evenings is when you'll actually have the opportunity to go to, if you want to have some local cuisine, we can recommend some restaurants. If you want to go to the mall, if you want to go shopping, if you want to go to the movies, you want to go out to a lounge, all of those things. Our hotel actually will be close to the mall. I think it's just a few minutes walking distance from the mall. Also, we also have some lounges close by. So if you want to get an Uber, if you want to just kind of walk around, you'll have time to do those things and make it your own. So you have that group experience, but you're not constantly a part of the group. You have independent time to do your own thing and kind of make the trip what you want. If you want some extra time at the beach, you can have that, and we definitely can help, right? So one of the cool things about this tour is that we're limiting it to 10 people, because we really want to make sure that we can customize the experience that our guests are having. So whenever you do register, we're going to talk about what you really want to experience on the trip in addition to the things already on the itinerary. So if there's something that you want special, we can see what we can do to accommodate it, as long as it fits within our schedule that we already have established. And also with the flights, if you are booking the package with the flight, I'm trying to go down to that one. If you're booking the package with the flight, it includes a round trip air ticket from departing from your state, right? So as long as you're within the United States, we'll book your tickets for you with that package. And if you want to maybe stay a little longer, we can customize your tickets, your flight schedule as well. Or if you want to lay over maybe in Dubai, or if you want to come a little early, you can do that as well. It's all up to you. And we are travel advisors, so we are actual licensed travel advisors, so we can do those things for you and customize your experience for you, okay? All right, well, I think that was pretty much it. I just wanted to show you all that. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us send us a message or reach out to us through social media. Thank you. Have a good night.